Shawn, thanks so much for joining us today. I hear you have a fabulous success story in leveraging our AP automation solution for BC, Simply AP. Do you mind introducing yourself to our group?
Sure. My name is Shawn Peterson. I work for a small nonprofit located in Cincinnati, Ohio. It's called OSIS, which stands for Ohio Shared Information Services. We provide tech support to some of the local health centers around Ohio, and we also have some other health centers around the country. I handle all of our AP processes. I'm an accountant, and I pay all the bills, which is important because those health centers they need to have their bills, paid.
Shawn, I hear you've had a really interesting path journey to get you to Simply AP at OSIS. Do you mind giving us a little background behind that?
Oh, it was a journey. That's for sure. We spent about 18 months working with three different companies trying to get that connection between the OCR, the approval system, and getting that to connect into BC. And with three separate companies, we worked for months testing, and all three of them failed. It was it was an experience. So when we finally got to Simply AP, we were like, okay, we're going to start over. And I expected there to be months of trial and error. And honestly, the very first time we got on to test, I sent an invoice through. It was approved. I went into Business Central, and it was there exactly the way it was supposed to be. And I almost fell on the floor. We were expecting months of testing, not this.
I absolutely love hearing that. Thank you so much for sharing. It's interesting because I've learned that Tom, your CFO, actually, he's got a new quote that it's easy. It's so easy a CFO could do it, right?
Absolutely.
Love it. Can you tell us a little bit about the experience that you guys have of getting Simply AP up and running?
Absolutely. Piggybacking off of so easy a CFO could do it. Our CFO had it set up, had the connection set up in Business Central so that we could start using Simply AP. And then they helped us get the company, all of our approvers set up in there. And the great thing about it is they're always showing me how to do things in there. So, like, say you get a new approver, you hire a new person, or a person is promoted and they need to be an approver in Simply AP. I can go in there and add them. It's really easy. And I have all the screenshots to show me exactly how to do that. So it's a really easy process getting set up.
I
And
love to hear that. I mean, I think one of the key things that we wanted to do as we brought Simply AP to the BC environment was to ensure that there was really a self-service component. So we definitely have online chat in there since you actually got up and running. So you can even chat with people these days.
mhm.
But there are lots of online tutorials, screen shares that are available to you to ensure you really can manage it and make modifications and changes.
Yeah, it's really easy. And a lot of it's really intuitive. And once you learn it, you're like, oh, well, that's how you do that. You can just go into your company and make the changes that you need to make. And it's really intuitive, and it's really easy to work with.
Shawn, can you tell me a little bit about your BC setup and how you're utilizing Simply AP today?
Absolutely. We have in our company, we have both non-PO invoices and PO invoices. And for us, our POs are pre-approved before they're ever sent through. So we don't need an approval within Simply AP, but we do want to make sure that the PO invoice matches what's in our system, the PO that's in our system. And one of the great things about Simply AP is that if that PO comes through and it matches and it's been released in BC Business Central, I don't have to touch it again. The minute I upload it, it goes right into Business Central, and I don't have to touch it again until I'm posting and paying it, which is great. That's less
Love
touches for me. Now, as
success.
far as our invoices, we can set up a tolerance for each person. We can set a threshold for each person or each approver, I should say. And some of our invoices actually have two approvers, so we have a threshold for one person, and then it automatically goes to the next person. And then once they approve it, then it immediately goes into Business Central, and it's already coded because I've taken care of all that within Simply AP.
Makes sense. I love it. I love it. So you're definitely taking advantage of straight through processing.
Yes.
And you have the ability, right, to configure or kind of edit and engage exactly what that PO match looks like. So if it's in with X% and no more than X dollar amount, that's when you flow it into BC. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Yeah. We have a threshold set. I believe it's at 10%. that it
Oh,
will
you're
automatically.
generous. You're
Yeah.
generous.
Yeah. Well, since there are, for us, they're already pre-approved. So usually as long as the totals match, because it's already been set up. So as long as the totals match and all of the different elements within the PO match, we're good.
I love to hear that. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Shawn, thanks for highlighting exactly how you're using the tool today. But what's the experience been like for you and your, and your employees, your staff? How is it being received internally?
For me personally, it's been great. This was a tool that I didn't expect it to work at all after our experiences, but then not only did it work, it works perfectly. They call it Simply AP for a reason, I think, because it's simple. And as far as my other coworkers, our approvers have been really positive. I've had some really positive feedback because when you log in to approve something, if you like, say you have 4 or 5 invoices you need to approve, they're all right in front of you. They're in a list. It's so easy just to go in and look at each one, and you can see the invoice and approve it right there, and then you're just done. And so I've had a lot of positive feedback that it's just really simple to use.
Simple to use, and I'm hoping that you've been able to save some time, not just you, but also your team in that, more rapid review and approval process.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. This is so much easier than I used to have to upload everything and send it in an email and get it back over into the system. And it's everything's all in one place. I love it.
Perfect. And in BC, right? So it's easy for you to go back and reference the actual original invoice, the PDF invoice, even from Business
Oh,
Central.
that's one of the best things about Simply AP. When you go into Business Central and you open up that posted purchase invoice, right over, even before it's posted, there's on the side over there, there's a little link, and you click that little link and it opens up your invoice for you. So you can look at it right there. I love it.
I love it. Invoice as well as all that workflow history, date and time
Yes.
stamp, when it came in, everybody reviewed and approved. So you've
Yeah,
got full compliance there as well.
absolutely. Yeah. And we have all of our invoices in one place. So that makes my life so much easier.
I love it, Shawn. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I'm glad that you're having great success with Simply AP. Automating that invoice process is key, and I'm glad we're able to get it done for you in Business Central. Thank you.
Thank you. You guys are a lifesaver.